Hi, my name is Tim Crumlin, co-founder of LEGGARI. We specialize in highly scratch-resistant epoxy resins. We sell all over the United States, and we don't just sell countertop kits. Just ask the contractors that are joining us weekly. If you want the best, stay tuned till the end of the video to find out how you can order LEGGARI products. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, LEGGARI Products here. Going to be doing another tutorial video on how to apply our metallic epoxy countertop kits. Make sure you have plastic on the flooring, on your cabinets, and make sure everything's taped off really good because the epoxy will drip off the edge onto the flooring. What he's doing right now in the video is wiping the countertop down with denatured alcohol. This will make sure the countertop is clean and ready for the primer coat to be applied. Once everything's been prepped, mix up your primer coat. Make sure you mix it correctly. Read all the instructions. It's a 2 part A to 1 part B mixture. And then pour it out of the container onto the countertop in beads and have someone start rolling it out. If you are new to our products or epoxies, we highly recommend pouring all of the primer out of the container onto the countertop. Don't leave any of it in the container or bucket because it will heat up and get too hard to work with. The only reason we're leaving it in the container when we're doing this counter is because we do them all the time and we know how much time we have to work with it, and we're really fast at doing these countertops. After you've rolled out a section of the countertop with the primer, start applying it to the edges with your roller and repeat this process as you go down, coating the tops and then rolling some on the edges. The primer coat can take anywhere from 3 to 6 hours to be ready for the base coat to be applied. If you can get a fan blowing across the primer coat, this will speed up the process. Make sure you mix the base coat correctly, read all the instructions. It's a 2 to 1 ratio, 2 part A to 1 part B. And then pour it out in beads across the countertop just like we are in the video here. And then have someone rolling it out behind you. You don't have to apply pressure, just try to roll it out evenly across the surface of the countertops. You want to get the base coat out of the bucket as soon as you can onto the countertop, and this will give you more working time with it. Do not leave it in the bucket because it will heat up and be unusable. So after you've rolled out the base coat on all the countertops and you have thicker areas, just kind of push that into a pile like we did right there in the video. You can see the big pile, and then come back with a bucket and just scrape it in there. You don't want thicker spots because they will look different than the rest of the counter. You want to try to keep it all even thickness. So after the base color is rolled out and you got the entire counter covered and your base color. You're gonna go ahead and mix up your highlights. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, so make sure you mix it correctly and read the instructions. So we're just gonna drizzle it off the paint stick here, and then we're gonna swirl it. So there's a lot of different techniques when you're doing effects. This one we're just gonna swirl the two colors together and kind of blend them in. When you're doing the swirling, make sure you do it in different patterns, left to right, up and down. You don't want to swirl in the same direction over and over, or you will get overlapping patterns. When you're doing the swirling, all you're doing is gliding that roller across the surface. You're not applying any pressure. You don't want to be moving the material around a lot. You're just trying to blend the drizzle marks together, and that'll create this cool effect you'll see at the end of the video. Now that the tops of the counters are done with the highlights, he's taking some and putting it on the edges there. This will make sure you get some highlight color on your edges too, to blend it in with the top of the counter. Alright, so after you get the top done and swirled in, you start working on your edges now. And you can dip your roller or paintbrush in the material that's dripped out on the floor there. You'll see me doing this shortly. And then just reapplying it to the edges. All you're trying to do on the edges is get the same color that's on the top of the counter onto the edges. Alright, so I'm going to dip my roller in the floor there where the material is and get some on the roller, and then I'm going to reapply it to the edge. You can repeat this process over and over until you're satisfied with the edges, or until the material gets sticky enough to where it's not running off, and it'll hold the color on the edge there. After about a couple hours after you're done with your edges, you want to come back and scrape the drips off the bottom edge. You can use a paint stick and just run along the edge there, and this will get rid of the drips. So again guys, you can repeat the process of doing these edges until you're satisfied. Keep dipping in the material and reapplying it on the edge. You can use a roller or a paintbrush, whatever's easiest for you, just to get that color on the edge until it's covered completely and you're satisfied. Have bubbling in the surface, take the denatured alcohol that you use to wipe the countertop before the primer, put it in a spray bottle and mist the surface of the countertops. This will break the plane, popping all the bubbles, and they will disappear. Here's some after photos of the finished product. The colors that were used on this countertop were, the base color was silver and the highlight color was charcoal. And then we drizzled the charcoal color out off a paint stick and swirled it together to blend the colors, and this is the effect you will get. Thanks for watching our tutorial video, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're always posting new videos and tutorials of our products. Thanks again and have an awesome day.